Girl, you the band, and she love me when I'm in it, and she never be pretending. Nothing is friend. She gon' tell you what she bought it, cause she know you can't afford it. Know you can get it. Looking exquisite, no competition. Stay on the pivot.
I did that whole thing without any I had you guys all muted. Because I noticed in the last few intros that I've been doing, I would hear like me moving around or keyboard sounds. And I was like, oh my gosh, they can still hear me. So today I thought I was being all super cool. Y'all didn't hear anything I just said. So go ahead, share, like, make sure your friends are watching because they're not going to miss this interview. I have 2 singers today with me, not just Bluu Suede. No. I also have EMME. So ladies first. EMME, thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited that I'm tongue-tied. I'm having technical difficulties, all self-induced. So here we are. That's what I get for not eating lunch. It's my pleasure. So I want to make sure you guys both answer each question, but I'm gonna start, of course, ladies first. You know, guys always look out for guys. Us girls gotta stick up for each other, right? It's a new day and age. So, EMME, how did you get started in singing?
So I don't know. I kind of just at a young age, I was always very intrigued by it. I just got kind of involved in voice lessons. In school, I was in a couple groups. One was an a cappella group, and then the other one was more of kind of like a choir type. And from there, I wanted to do voice lessons, which led to vocal competitions and just like county fairs and just stuff like for fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've been singing ever since I was really little, so I always kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, how about you, Blue? When did you get started?
So I got started a while back. I can't hear EMME though, just so you know.
Oh no.
I can't hear or see it. But so in New Orleans, I got started back in high school, kind of. I mean, industry stuff within high school. But I've always been a part of the music from elementary days. From a really young age, I played trumpet, tuba, and then in high school I started singing and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I started.
All right. I was going to try to type this to you, but it's too hard to type and listen at the same time. So, EMME, what I'm going to ask is that you just close out and come right back in because this happened before. And when her phone went out and came back in, we could all hear and see each other. So, Blue can hear you as well. Do you?
I could maybe even try joining in on my phone. It might be this computer.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see.
I'll try to do that.
Okay.
I will be right back in.
We'll see you soon. All right. Now that the girl's away. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Well, we'll talk a little bit about your American Idol part because that's before Blue. So let's talk about that. What was it like? First, like what was it like auditioning for American Idol? How early did you have to wake up to go stand in line? What was that whole process like from the very beginning?
It was kind of crazy. I actually didn't. I didn't spend a whole lot of time preparing or nothing. Like I auditioned in Denver, so like I wasn't at home or anything like that. I flew to Denver.
Okay.
Well, so it was after Katrina. Katrina just happened in New Orleans, and my family had just kind of gotten displaced, and so we were all in Texas, and my mom called me and she was like, "You should go do American Idol." Me, Trina, my sister. She was like, "We think you should go do American Idol." So I was like, "Yeah, I'll go. And so she was like, "Well, there's 2 auditions." Because they had already started looking. So you're like, it's 2 auditions. There's one in Chicago and one in Denver, and she was just like, "I want you to go do the one in Denver because, you know, you probably will stick out a little bit more in Denver than in Chicago." So,
I wonder why. I don't
right.
know what it could be. So,
You
how
know,
did it go in
it went
Denver?
exactly as planned.
Look,
You
I
know,
lived in
so
Utah. I can relate.
yeah, it went exactly as planned, and
Yeah.
and just from there, I had to wake up at 6 in the morning. I want to say, or I'd be in line at
Mhm.
6 in the morning. And when I tell you, the line was like, it was insane. It was like
Mhm.
at the Broncos Dome. So I mean, it was a huge line.
Would you say it's like a mile long? Was it like half a mile? Two
Yeah, about
football fields?
probably about a mile long. Probably about a good mile long. And I'm talking about not just a single file line, like
Yeah.
yeah, like a line. Yeah, like you're
Wow. No,
standing
we've
next
seen
to.
the videos of them showing it, but they never, you don't have a context of how big that is.
It's
So,
insane because I mean this is like a it's a free for all thing, and
mhm.
then even if you think about it in terms of this,
She's back.
once you get inside the Broncos stadium, all of the contestants are seated around the stadium. All of the contestants that are going to audition are seated inside the stadium, so they're pulling you from the stadium seats onto the field and lining you up in front of, I say, like what, 18 different judge tables,
Yeah.
and that's how it starts. That's how the process starts. So I went up with a group of 4 people, and out of the 4 people, it was like me, this young lady, and these 2 other people. And out of the 4 that they listened to, me and the young lady went. And
Okay.
so after that, it kind of, they
Wait,
just dwindle it down like that.
wait.
Yeah.
Speaking of young lady, somebody's back. I just
Hey,
want to make sure we can hear before we got to. Can you hear? Can we hear you? Is the question.
Yes, I can hear
awesome.
you.
Can
Oh,
you
you
hear
sound
him,
10
Blue?
times
I
better
figured.
too.
Yes, you do. I can
Yeah,
hear you without it being very loud now. I can turn it down.
Well, my computer, I swear, there's like something wrong with the audio, and so I just joined on my phone. I downloaded the app. It was a lot
perfect.
easier.
Oh,
Perfect.
perfect.
Sorry about
Yay.
that.
Okay. No, it worked out because we want to be able to hear you, and it works better if he can hear you too.
Right,
So
right.
I'm glad
Right,
that worked
right.
out because otherwise it'd be a very awkward game of telephone where I'm playing kind of the operator.
It would
So
take like 3 hours.
She said,
And what happened was
you know what?
so Blue was explaining to us about his American Idol experience. So how long do you think it took from being at the start of the line or wherever you were in line to actually getting to the auditions? I just think about how many times you were sitting in that line like, maybe I won't do this. This is taking too long. Like low blood sugar kicking in or
Yo,
Mhm.
I'm telling
yeah.
you, it was literally um all day. Like I didn't see Simon, Paul, and Randy until I came back to Denver, and that's I'm skipping the story, but
Yeah. Okay.
you go
So they have
through
like a
three
pre-audition that they
exactly. You
don't
go
show on
through
air with like
right,
the PAs or something.
right. So it's like 3 different groups of judges you have to go through on that day. So it's a 2-day process. Like you go and see those 3 different judges. You have to be judged 3 different times
Oh,
before you can even be considered to be in the group that sees Simon, Paul, or Randy.
Which makes me
wow.
think, how did the She Bangs guy get that far?
I know.
Mhm.
I
Like
think
it's
it's
all
excellent.
intentional.
So
Yeah.
so
It's
so
Makes
entertainment.
good TV, I
what I
guess.
always say anytime anybody ever asks me that is, it made me understand production value. It made me
Mm,
understand exactly why people produce TV shows and why this type of thing is necessary. So yeah, like you have the guys like the She Bangs guy and the twins and all of these kind of, different individual personality type of, people that attract attention to the show, attract attention to, to what's
right.
going on. And it's just a
And
way
just to
to
see Simon's reaction to him too, probably.
yeah,
Let's be
yeah.
honest.
Cause in
Yeah.
all honesty,
Yeah.
I don't think they necessarily know
Yeah.
who's going to walk up, but they do know that it could possibly happen. You know.
Okay. So when you finally made it to the judge's table, the lion's den, what
Mhm.
was that like for you? Like,
Pressure,
yeah.
big pressure. Like I didn't know. I think I sang "A House Is Not a Home" or something like that by
Mm,
Luther,
I
and
love Luther. I've had
and
like a few of his bandmates on here.
oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
wow.
they had some amazing stories about Luther that makes me love him even more. But go ahead, sorry.
Wow, wow. But yeah, that's what I sang. I sang "A House Not a Home" by Luther. And Randy was the first one to comment. He was just like, "Man, I'm glad you represented from the hometown because he's from Louisiana too."
Oh, so well, I was
Yeah,
born
all
here.
right.
That's it.
Hey.
Go Louisiana.
What's up? And then Paula went next, and she was just like, "Oh, I heard you practicing in the restroom. I knew you were gonna be something special when you got in there. Oh my god!" So she did that, and
Your
then
Paula impression.
right,
Totally worth the story.
Wow.
and Simon he literally just sat back and he's like, "I really like you." He's like, I didn't know what to expect when you walked in here, but I really like what you're doing. I really like your sound. It's something different. I like it. And then they all just kind of looked at each other. Yes, yes, you're going to Hollywood. And yeah. So
Oh,
yeah,
now what did that moment feel like for you?
accomplishment. It was
Yeah.
it was it was all validation at that point because when you're young and you're just starting in the industry and you don't necessarily you don't really have a blueprint on how you're going to do this, on how you're going to do that. You just kind of like, just taking shots in the dark and hoping something stick, and when somebody's in front of you that's, certified in the game, $1 million later, like really sitting at that table, that big production table, you kind of, look at yourself and say, I can really do this. I can really hold it down.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. So, Emmy, how about for you? When was that, I guess, American Idol moment for you where you were like, okay, I'm validated. I can do this. What's next?
Um, yeah, validation is definitely key. I would say I got that verbal validation whenever I was working with my voice coach, Tom McKinney, down in Houston. And I just think he might have been the most, one of the most influential, like, key players that I had in this experience so far. And so to get that assurance that's like, you need to pursue a career in this was kind of like my turning moment. That was, like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go for it. So
So, did you have to do any auditions or anything? I mean, nothing's like American Idol. That's crazy. But did you ever do anything like that same where you really had to fight for this opportunity and it panned out great?
yeah, so I actually he makes all of his students try out for him. So
Mm.
he likes to, I remember after I had auditioned, he had told me, he was like, I'm very critical, like I don't let people in. Sometimes some of them are good, but if this isn't like a life for them, like a lifestyle, this is just kind of like a messing around like
I
thing,
want to
and
be
I don't,
Brittany. Yeah.
yeah, and if I don't see them like actually pursuing it, like I don't want to waste mine or their time. And
Yeah.
so I felt like that was a big hurdle to kind of overcome too, is just because he has to pick you to be his student too.
Mhm.
So
Right.
I mean, and so what did it feel like that moment when you were picked? Much like when you got your gold ticket.
I I felt really good. I at the time I didn't realize how big of a deal he was. So to me
Okay.
it was just kind of like, I was just like, oh, that's kind of strange that he's having me like audition. But then after I learned who he was and who he had coached, I was like, wow, I would have probably done a lot worse on that audition had I known.
Oh,
Um,
wait. So who did he coach?
um Beyonce, Demi Lovato, yeah, he
Yeah, he's huge. He's huge.
coached some big artists. And yeah, I think I would have done that audition a little differently had I known.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Sometimes it's better off not knowing or not really. I don't know. Even from like acting experience, sometimes the jobs are I'm just like, if I get it, I get it, or the ones I end up getting, and the ones I'm like, oh my God, I gotta
Right.
get this part of it. Well, sometimes I still get them because I'm amazing, but then most of the times it's like because I'm so nervous and like,
Because I'm dope and I can still
yeah,
do this and I.
Well, you get in your
yeah,
head, like you get in your head
yeah.
about it, and then like being like mentally, that can
Mhm.
mess you up just as much as anything else. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like I think there's a lot of gain. I'm not game, but you have to kind of really get yourself mentally there. What are some of your things that you do to help encourage you and get you excited, whether it's an audition or singing or coming to hang out with someone like me, interviewing you? Super
I
nice.
I used to look at it like stage fright,
Okay.
and just kind of like something I had to like get done out of the way. And that was when I was more nervous and stuff. But now I look at each one as an opportunity. I'm like, this is an opportunity for me to connect. Like, it's not just about me singing, it's about like I'm able to share this with other people now. I'm able to like build relationships, and it's good. I don't know, good practice, good
Wow.
exposure.
It is.
And I love meeting other people that are very passionate about what they do too.
No, that's a great
So that
point.
gets me excited.
Yeah, say what? I think I did
I
last.
said, so that just gets me excited.
Yeah. No, that's a great point because I discovered sometimes like I've gotten some jobs without auditioning at all is because of previous auditions that I didn't get. They had already seen that I was capable of doing it. So even when you're like, oh, I didn't get this job, maybe they're holding out for something better that you don't even know is around the corner. So that's something I try to remember now when they don't pick me because I'm like, oh, they must be for that. That bigger part, the comedy. So what about for you, Blue? When was for you? I mean, we kind of went over the audition part, but what was that point where you turned to start making this a living, making this your full-time thing? And what advice would you also give as far as when you go in there and how to kind of psych yourself up?
So it had already been a lifestyle change for me, I guess. I've been kind of doing it within the industry for a good while, and I've always had groups and things like that I did a lot of performing with, and so we were able to bounce that kind of energy off each other a lot of the different times because it was all part related. You know what I mean? You looking at your brother like you got your part, and he looking at you, you got your part, and so we literally like, all right, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like the energy that we kept. It was almost like, I'm a smash it. I don't know what this fool gonna do, but I'm
Like, I
I'm gonna do
got this.
I'm gonna do my thing, but we always held it down. I think that's kind of how we were bred to do anyways,
Yeah.
so, just like bouncing that energy back and forth. And I feel like when we were after during high school, we were pretty popular. So during that kind of time, we did like the House of Blues in New Orleans like a whole bunch of
No,
times,
you're not
opening
talking
up
high school popular. You mean popular in
yeah, it was
the States.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
we were pretty
Mr.
popular.
Worldwide.
Oh, wait. What's the name
We were
of this
pretty
group?
all right. We were pretty popular, but
Yeah.
but yeah, we did a whole bunch of stuff within the city.
Okay.
So we're already like thinking, okay, well, we're gonna be the next this group, that group, this group, that group, whatever, and we just kind of looked at it like that. So even now, all of my brothers still operate in the industry in a whole bunch of various different ways, and some of them are very, very accomplished, and some of them are still just rocking, and and just kind of chipping away at everything.
Right. Oh, wow. Okay. So you were saying when you're in a group, you knew how, like, you guys would hype each other up. But what do you do now, as far as like, now that you're on your own a little?
I'm I like to relax, honestly. You know what I mean? Like I try and keep my head real clear. I tour a lot, So a lot of times it's real chaotic leading up to a show.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll sit in a room by myself sometimes, or I'll I'll just kind of hang with the guys and we'll joke, kind of just
Just charge your
shoot
batteries
the
that way.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just kind of like bring the tension down, because the different audiences that I see these days are pretty intense. I mean, outside of the COVID stuff, but but before then, kind of crazy intense audiences. So just to relax is everything. As soon as you hit the stage, that same energy that you feel as butterflies, I feel like is energy that I'm about to emit to audience. You know what I mean? So, and just take it and release it.
Like you can just harness it
Mm-hmm.
to make you. I love this. Okay, so I'm sure some people who maybe aren't familiar with your latest single are kind of curious why I have both of you guys as a guest together. So I'll get Emmy to explain how that all came about too. How do you two know each other and started working together?
So we had met, Tom, the voice coach I was talking about, had introduced me to a guy named iRock. And basically iRock was kind of a liaison between other like talent scouts and producers. And so iRock had taken me to this studio session, my first one, where I was going to make a song, and he had brought Bluu down. And that's where I met Bluu, and that was, I guess, a couple years ago. And I just remember Bluu kind of took what I had, like this. My first song was "Turn It Around," and I had written it as a poem. I didn't really know how to do like the song structure. Bluu had taken that and brought it to life. So I knew from then, like, I had never sang or anything before, like in a studio. So the fact that he could turn this into something so awesome, I've wanted to keep him in all my projects ever since. So that's kind of how he's in Nashville
He's like,
touring with
nope.
Jill Scott. Yeah, he's like, what, me? He tours. So whenever he's in Nashville, I'm just like, hey, like, let's go to the studio. And so I remember he met up with me one time, and we had no idea what we were gonna write, but we got in there, and it happened a little too easily. I feel like it just, I mean, the song just flowed, and we had recorded it probably in a couple hours, and that's just kind of how Bluu rolls too.
Wow. So wait, I want to hear from Bluu's version of how you guys met and how everything, like, how did he, when you first heard Emmy, like, how did you feel about her as well? Let's see how many compliments you get.
Yo. So iRock, he calls me, and I'm living in Atlanta, I believe. Yeah, I'm living in Atlanta already. Oh, am I? Yeah, I think.
No,
No.
you were in Austin.
Okay, yeah. So he calls me, and he's like, yo, I got this artist. I think you're gonna love working with her. And you know, when he tells me this, I'm like, all right, this can either go one or two ways, you know what I mean? This, you know, so he was like, no, for real. I think you're gonna love it. He was like, man, this is our first time in the studio though, you know. And I was like, you know what I mean? So I get to the studio, he hadn't played me anything, so I haven't heard her voice, I haven't heard anything. And you know, she comes in, her mom's there, and you know, we all introduce ourselves. And so she, you know, they had the track playing and stuff like that. And so, you know, I think Emmy was like, okay, well, I want to do this this kind of thing for my dad, you know. And I was like, all right, well, this is what I hear, you know. And I just started doing some stuff, you know, and doing the whole thing. And I was like, so try this, do this. Woo, 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 woo. And I mean, she was just like, boop, 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 boop. And I was
Okay,
like,
these sound effects need to be remixed. They're hilarious.
If you don't know what
them.
that is, he's describing a rift.
yeah.
It sound like that.
I mean, just
so I'm sitting there like, yo, she's crazy. Like, what the hell is going on? And so, so we working through, like she said, we working through the song, and she's literally knocking everything out like just like that. And where you don't care if it's, you know, if it takes 2 hours or 2 days, it took 2 hours. You know what I mean? So like that particular day, I think we did 2 songs, and then the second day we did another song. So it was just like, it was clockwork. And this was her first time in the studio. And if you know anything about the studio, the mic is a whole nother beast. Like, you can't just get in the studio and expect to get in front of the mic and it just be all day clockwork. It's not, it don't work like that.
Yeah.
You gotta warm up to it. It's like a young lady. You gotta you know,
What do you mean?
you have to work up to it. You know what I mean? You gotta
I
get
get
your
it.
nerve up. You gotta get your nerve up. You know, so yeah, like she was just like on it, on it, on it, on it, on it. And I'm like,
I
yo,
mean, she's trained
I was
by
like,
the same guy that trained Beyonce and
yo, for
Demi
real, for real.
Lovato. Yeah.
For real. And I'm just
They're
like, yo,
singers.
I was
Yeah.
like, man, anytime, just call
Mhm.
me because I'm in, you know.
And ever since I've been like, Blue, hell.
I assume since you guys are still working together, he does not. He wants you to call him every time because he
Absolutely.
likes working with you clearly. And this
I
new
hope
song.
so.
Yeah.
Well, it's
force
pretty
him to.
awkward if he doesn't.
Or
Now's
no.
not the time. Now's not the time to mention it. Okay.
Right.
Well, I want to make sure everybody gets to hear because this isn't the song that you guys are talking though about the no disturbance.
No.
Yeah, that's not father related at all. Because I heard you say something about her dad. I'm like, whoa, I don't think that sounds like something you would sing to your dad, but
Yeah.
weirder things have happened. So tell me a little bit about no disturbance before I get everybody to see that as well. So
Yeah, it's kind of just it's one of those songs that whenever we were listening to the beat, it was immediately like, okay, this is going to be more of a somber song, like not your typical upbeat pop song that my first 3 songs kind of were, but this was more of like, I feel like we put more soul into this one. It was definitely more personality, like personal, but it was very related to just kind of like breaking up with someone or breaking up with something, and just like whenever your reality is worse than the dream that you're in, and just constantly wanting to be asleep to escape that. And that's kind of what we wrote about. It kind of flowed just super easily because I feel like it's something that we both related to.
Absolutely.
So, anything you wanted to add to that before I put it on, Blue? Or
Just that it was just that's another 2-hour joint. It's I don't know what else to say. It happened so quick. Threw the record on, and literally almost 15 minutes later, we had like the first verse done, and
Crazy.
it was just like crazy. It was crazy.
But this is a pattern for you two that I'm seeing now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So watch out if they're trying to charge extra on studio time. It only takes.
Got you.
I don't know anything about how studio times or any of that work. Like everything I got from TV, and so when I'm asking like different musicians about, I'm like, wait, what? You didn't even meet them? Like they're like, yeah, no. We sang in 2 different studios and stuff like that. Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah.
It's
possible.
I should know better, but you still kind of want to believe some of it is real.
I like to believe that they're right next to each other, holding hands.
Right,
They were
the whole time, just
looking
creating the
each
whole
other in
thing.
the eyes, falling in love as they're singing.
Right.
Right.
They're
like,
never mind your
beautiful.
spouses. All right, well let's let everybody see what we were talking about because it is such a beautiful song. I guess it was made before COVID. So any plans for the music video or?
Yes,
anytime soon.
we are planning on releasing it Friday. So we got it done really quickly. I mean, it was kind of just like a last minute, let's do a video because people keep asking where our video is. So we were like, okay, we shot it last Wednesday and it's already finished. We've seen it. And we're excited to share it.
I wish I could get a sneak peek, but that's all right. That's all right. Just for us.
Oh,
that was a sneak peek.
Wait, no, we didn't see it in the camera. Move it over a little bit more. A little bit. Like all I saw was the edge of your phone. Come on, don't play us.
That was so quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I only saw the edge because of the way the camera is, but hold up. Let me do it this way so then I can see all of it. Do it again, sir.
Ooh. Oh, your ring light.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the ring light, but I don't want to give it all away. But
no, we got a teaser, y'all.
Yeah,
all right, so here we go. Let's watch some of No Disturbance. Bear with me. I gotta learn how to do stuff again. All right, I'm gonna have you guys all come out so we don't accidentally are making noises and all that fun stuff again. Yeah.
Yes.
R&B, hype.
Every time I dreamt of you, you were ultimately through. I don't wanna wake up just yet. If you don't mind, I wouldn't mind saying bye. I feel no pain, I feel no way. You ain't changing my name, I ain't playing your game. Didn't wanna be loved anyways, didn't want a ceremony anyway. What's the difference anyway? Yeah. Every time I'm asleep, I'm at peace, but usually I can't see the two of us. You and me couldn't be one. I'm asleep, I don't need no disturbance.
Every other minute you're falling, every other minute you're calling. I don't really know what else to say now, cause I haven't really been the same now. But when you're not there, it's a nightmare. All I did was put time in, all you did was love me, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel no pain, I feel no way. You ain't changing my name, I ain't playing your game. Didn't wanna be loved anyways, didn't want a ceremony anyway. What's the difference anyway?
What's the difference anyway?
That was amazing. I just got all caught up and I was like, ooh, 90 seconds. Facebook is going to get me. I think I went over 90 seconds. Oh, well, I'll just have to, I'll definitely edit that out later because you can't use this copyright, whatever. That's amazing. You guys sound so good together.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys make next. And are you guys planning to do a whole album together? Are there more songs? There's like people in the comments giving away things.
Dad?
we have some stuff. We've been working on a whole bunch of new music actually.
Yeah, here we go. B, cannot wait to hear what is released after your time together this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, we
Blue's
have-
in Nashville all week, which is good and bad for you, Blue, because I'm like, when can we work again? And he's just like,
Right.
let me chill for just a second.
He's like social
no, but we
distancing for a
recorded-
couple of days.
I know. We have our mask and everything, but we've recorded a couple while he's been here, so I'm super excited to get those put together.
Yeah, well, now you brought up a great point. Like, what is it like now that you have to gosh, now I lost my train of thought. What's it like not performing, recording? There we go. In the studio now post COVID. Like, what has that been like? What are some of the changes you guys have had to make?
lots of changes.
I'll start with Emmy. Ladies first.
Well, Blue is nice because he brings his own equipment everywhere. So regardless of if I was going to go into a studio, I actually prefer to record on Blue's stuff just because he is able to produce. He's able to kind of do everything. And so I think we probably would have just worked together with his stuff in like a more secluded space rather than a studio anyways. So we haven't really missed out on that aspect.
Yeah, literally the first time we recorded was the only time we were actually in a proper studio.
Oh, last year.
So,
I guess more American Idol questions.
oh yeah, I think somebody's probably calling. I think no. So,
there she is. I was just joking.
somebody kept calling. So.
She should be back. There we go.
Yeah.
Where did I go? I couldn't see Blue, and I clicked the eye thing, and it took me to Safari, and I was like, dang it.
Oh no.
Sorry.
That happens to me a lot on Instagram when I'll like try to click on, I don't even know what I'm clicking on, but for some reason it'll turn the camera around on me.
Yeah.
Now I look like I don't know what I'm doing. And I see my dirty mirror or whatever it is. Bear with me. Whenever you close in and out, it changes your name to your full government name. So I'm just changing it to your stage name real quick. So,
Hey.
your social security number.
She used to be that. She used to be that too. She used to be that too.
My address.
Pretty much. Like it's like, wait, oh, I can't post that one. So now, how much fun is it to have someone to work with that gets you, and then also you can make all those fun sound effects, and she knows exactly what you mean and can hit it. Bringing this
awesome.
first, yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
She's you can tell that she has a good background, good family background and stuff like that. And obviously, I know her family, so I know what the background is. So it's kind of refreshing because I come from the same kind of background. I came from the same type of rearing, and where mine wasn't in sports per se, it was definitely on the music and education side of things. So, so like I get how she's so grounded and so focused. She reminds me of a lot of the artists that I've seen like blow like over the years and stuff like that, and just so in tune with it. So it feels good. It feels good to actually have somebody that that really takes what they're doing and harnesses it and really puts the best version of themselves out there.
Yeah. Now, how about for you? And yeah, see, isn't this like a love fest? I love this.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm like in between. So now you tell me all the wonderful things you love about Blue. Although now I realize I have to do it backwards for it to look right on camera. So what is it like to work with a producer and like a singing partner who gets you too, like who knows your range and where's your sweet spot, so they make sure that they create things for that area to really showcase the best versions of yourself and really like gets you.
It's nice. It's nice because like before, like I mean, I don't know. I always thought that I was putting out my full potential, this, that, but it's crazy working with Blue because he made me realize that I can do things that I didn't know that I could do. So yeah, he was bringing out the best of me, but he was also bringing out even more so. It's just crazy to work with someone so talented and humble too, because I think it's important in developing an artist, because if I look up to this person and I see how they're dealing with the music industry, it makes me realize that that's the mindset I need to have. I don't need to be arrogant. I mean, I meet a lot of artists. I'm not going to name any names, but like there's artists that aren't so grateful, aren't so thankful, might think that they have a chip on their shoulder, and I just think Blue's mentality is awesome. So I've always tried to look up to that and just kind of do the same thing. It's awesome working with them.
Woo! Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Now I don't know who has to pay who, but
right.
you guys keep it even.
I got you in a little bit.
Oh, that's great. So, like looking forward into the future, let's just pretend COVID doesn't exist, and just in the ideal world, where would you like to see your career go? Like, what do you want to accomplish with it? Let's start with you again, Emma.
I guess I would.
Sorry. Is it Emma? Every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, which one is it?
You're totally fine. It's
Sorry.
But
I would
like to see being a well-known name. I want to be able to use my platform and inspire people and be able to reach the masses like that. I just think that between Blue and I feel like we have like a great message to spread, and people could get positivity out of that. So I want my platform to be worldwide. I just think in 5 years or even a year, that would be my goal. But regardless, I'm happy singing from my room. I'm happy like recording. Music alone just makes me happy. But if I could pray for a side effect, it would be that one.
Oh, I love it. Okay, how about for you, Blue? What are you seeing for yourself in the future? Ideal world, not COVID. Like just
ideal world.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, COVID has changed a lot, and it kind of changed the way the music industry is kind of operating. So there's a lot of new different things that I've been kind of putting into motion in terms of just controlling what the masses hear, positioning better music, positioning more substance into the music industry, and actually having um, a more lucrative stage for artists that actually have pertinent things to say, like, educating.
That. I want to know what you mean, because I've been saying this to a lot of different singers, and I want to know what you mean by that, because I'm so sick of some of these songs, and
Mhm.
you can't enjoy them in front of your family members without being, whether it's your
Exactly.
mom or your kid, you're embarrassed.
Right, right.
So
And
what do you think? Yeah.
and that and that's I feel like there's a place and a space for all that.
Mm-hmm.
Music resonates differently with every single person on this entire planet. So there's different things to know about the music in terms of frequencies, in terms of vibrations and things like that. And if you know it, then you should practice it appropriately. And a lot of people just don't know it, so they don't practice it the proper way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. But what I want to do is I want to be on the healing side of things. I don't necessarily want to be on the deterioration of
Mm-hmm.
us as a people. You know what I mean? So
Thank you.
I would kind of like to control what people are listening to in terms of substance, in terms of how to feel, how to be, how to act, and how to not act, and how to not react in certain situations in terms of certain certain things. So that's what I mean. I really feel like we're listening to a lot of music that evokes a certain way, a certain mindset, and evokes a certain train of thought. And I was just playing with something in the car earlier. Like I was saying, let's see, I said a train of thought turns into an actionable item. You know what I mean? So like the same things that you're thinking every single day and the same things that you're going through every single day, that turns into an action for you. So like if you're practicing negativity, you're going to probably,
Well, words have power. So if you keep repeating the same words that
you
are just
know,
encouraging only one type of lifestyle or different things, it's really easy to fall into that and be more self-conscious and not even know where it's coming from, or just have a quicker temper, or whatever it may be.
Mhm.
So I'm glad that you're noticing that as well and wanting to be that difference. Because I think about, like, with my parents, they had Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder,
Absolutely.
Diana Ross. They had so many different artists to choose from that really encouraged and inspired. I mean, even Dolly Parton. Like, I could go on and on and on about the kind
Yeah.
of music that we would
Mhm.
listen to that encouraged a certain kind of family and life and interaction with your loved ones, or wanting to maybe, I mean, it was hidden more too. It wasn't
Right.
so much so that I can't even listen to the radio editions of some songs around my daughter because they say anatomy. They went through all this trouble of, you must teach your kids the correct words for everything, and now they're using the correct words for everything, like brick house or trampoline man, or no, tambourine man. Like, you didn't know exactly what you were singing, that
Right.
about drugs or alcohol or whatever.
Right.
And now it's like, oh yeah, you know what you're singing because it's the
There's no
detailed form. Yeah.
there's no mysteria. There's no more mysteria to the music, Like
It's not
we grew up on
there.
Michael, you know what I mean? Michael was the best at spinning those type of things, you know what I mean? Stevie was the best at spinning those types of things, Marvin was the best at spinning that type of talk, So it was more metaphoric in terms of you could take it and use it for whatever you wanted to use it for, whether it was Jesus, whether it was the bedroom, whether it was, whatever, you just
Interpret it yourself.
Trying to
yeah, you
imagine
just
brick
interpret
house
it the way
as
you interpret.
Jesus, but I'll try. I don't know about the
He's
thunderstorm.
a brick.
What happened to
Hey,
Camille?
house.
She made a brick
He's
house.
mighty, mighty. Yeah.
My turn. No, I'm kidding. Let me get electrocuted. Not electrocuted. What is it? Struck by lightning. So, what about for you? I mean, like, do you have any plans of what kind of music you would like to do as you grow? Because I mean, you guys are still kind of well, you're not really that new at it anymore. They make it, everything seems like it's so overnight success, but people have been working at, you've been working at this for a long time. So
Well, I guess the reason I kind of feel like I'm newer is because I feel like I'm re-evolving myself. The first time I was in the studio was when Blue was talking. That's when I went by my old name, Mary O'Neill, just my normal name, and I was more on the pop side, and I was so new that I didn't even know how to write a song type thing. And so now my version of new is writing my own music, and kind of like the lane that I want to do. So the area I want to go in is more soulful pop, or more a mix of R&B pop, whereas it's not straight R&B, it's not straight pop. It's just kind of bringing that soul back into it, because that's what I like listening to. That's what I grew up listening to, and it's what makes me the happiest. So I hope that I'm able to do the same.
so am I. So am I.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for that. Both of you guys are creating great music. And speaking of great music, little birdie told me, Jacqueline, that you guys like to play this game about songs where you just randomly pick songs and you end up having to sing a version of it. So I'm going to start with, who do I start with? I feel like I've been starting with EMME this entire time. So Blue, if you don't mind going first on the singing game.
Okay.
He's like, what? All right. So I got for you a special song that I need for you to sing.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
It's by Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Nicole.
Ooh!
Thank you. Thank you. You gave me the
Happy
version. All right, EMME. Let's see. Oh, did I do it
Okay,
wrong?
I'll do Happy
No, I did the
Birthday
right one.
too, a different version, because it is also my boyfriend's birthday and
Woo!
Nicole's.
Big.
I can do a little double
Your
win.
boyfriend is a Leo?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. My mom's a Leo. I'm kidding. They're awesome people. I was just
But I'm
told.
a Virgo, so we get along.
Well, I'm married to a Gemini, so we all have.
Oh, wow.
It works because I'm a Capricorn, and yeah, it all works.
Wow. That's crazy.
So, EMME, you can sing it for both, then.
I'll sing for both, but mainly you, Nicole. I'm just kidding.
Well, maybe oh wait, I got an idea for Nicole, the more traditional way, and maybe for your boyfriend, or no, like we had Blue do it for Nicole, and you do it for your boyfriend, maybe the more Marilyn Monroe version.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Nicole.
Drew and Nicole.
Many more.
Oh, I love it. Thank you guys so much. My cousin, today's her birthday, and I didn't get a card out, and since Jacqueline told me about this game, and you were kind of like, can I get a break from it? I was like, oh, I have another idea then.
No, I love it. I love a good happy birthday. That's my favorite.
Right, that's awesome.
And I always love singing the Stevie Wonder version because I feel like you can dance to it as opposed to the traditional version. So, but the Marilyn Monroe version, I love that version. That's probably mine.
No, she's awesome.
She is. So, I'm thinking also now with COVID and everything else, I'm curious what your hopes are as far as, because we talked about an ideal world, but what do you guys think you can do still to try to make sure you stay engaged with your audience and so on? You guys were able to do the music video, which again, I'm glad new content's coming out, especially from the kind of musicians you guys are. But what do you guys think is going to, as far as the future, what are your predictions with it all?
Oh man. I'm thinking this will be a time when I focus more on I mean, maybe Netflix or TV show placements, just kind of more behind the scenes work, just original music. I mean, I guess whenever shows are going on, it's a time to showcase that music. But right now, it's our off season, as you would call it, and you still have to be working on everything just as much. You just have to be prepared to show it when it is the time. So just kind of focusing on original music recording and maybe the TV placements and stuff that I can do to get more exposure.
Sounds great. Now, what about you, Mr. Blue? What are you thinking?
So just in terms of, I guess, getting past this COVID thing, I kind of want to release a little bit more music. Get back into the well, hopefully when everything opens back up, get back into the seat of performing and touring and actually. So one thing in particular, I want to start singing more, virtually, because that's never been a thing that I would do. You know what I mean? Like for most people that know me, I'm a real. I'm from the streets. I'm from, I'm so I just don't. I never really got really in tune with the whole.
Well, there is a digital
Like
divide there as well. Like not everybody.
Emmy built a following based on that. You know what I mean? And that's like one of those things where I was like, teach your old dog some new tricks. You know what I mean? Type thing. Because you see the engagement, you see how people resonate with you actually doing your gift. You know what I mean? And being about your gift. So I kind of want to do that more and just be a little bit more vocal. That's it.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys, whether it's virtually or in person, once that ever happens, when you guys are touring and you have, I don't know, maybe Demi Lovato opening for you guys. No, I'm kidding.
Hey.
Demi Lovato's amazing. I'm not trying to get on her. Crap.
Yeah, she's like,
I mean, she just got engaged.
Yeah.
So I am not, saying you guys are gonna be on that level. You get what I'm saying? I'm not
Right.
down, putting you guys up. You get what-
yeah, right.
I keep putting my foot in my mouth. I'm just gonna stop that. Oh no, I can't. But I'm excited for you guys, and I love that you guys did this game with me. I will have to say that there have come some requests about Bruno for Emmy in the comments.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
He loves it.
What song?
You can count on me. I don't know.
Move.
Oh.
Yeah.
Crazy sound effects. See if she can figure out what song it is. How about that?
Wait, how does When I Was Your Man start or woman?
Oh, by Prince. I was like, what? He sung that song?
No, by Bruno Mars.
No, I
Bruno Mars,
forgot that Bruno covered it as well because it was originally by Prince.
Oh wow.
I'll just do a little snippet that I remember.
Okay.
Am I making stuff up?
Although it hurts, I'll be the first to say that I was wrong. Oh, I know it's probably much too late to try and apologize for my mistakes, but I just want you to know I hope she buys you flowers. I hope she holds your hand, gives you all her hours when she has the chance. Take you to every party, 'cause I remember how much you love to dance. Do all the things I should have done when you were my man.
Hey.
That almost made me tear up. It was so beautiful.
I had to think. I was
Thank
like,
you, G Daddy-O. That's his name. I don't know what his real name is, but thank you for saying that. That was great.
That's awesome.
That was perfect. And that wasn't one of the songs on my card. So
Right.
that hit
all
right
sorts
here.
of surprises tonight.
I know, right? Well, any surprises you want to give out, Blue, while we're at it? I mean, she's one-upping you right now. You only sing one song.
All right. I got one.
Can sing Luther. I don't know, my Madonna pants are showing.
Matter of fact, okay. But a chair is not a house, and a house is not a home when I climb the stairs and turn the key. Oh, please be there, saying that you're still in love with me. Yeah.
Okay, seriously, how do you guys not cry when you guys hear each other sing to each other? Like, how does it not
I cry every time.
goosebumps and everything you do? Okay, because I'm like, wait, I'm a trained professional. You can't make me cry. Yes, you can. Rhonda got
Sweet. That's sweet.
you amazing voice. I am so happy to
Thank
have met
you.
both of you. Thank you so much for being my guest today.
No, thank you for having us.
It was my pleasure. If you guys ever want to make a song for the E Spot, you go right ahead. Okay.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know what?
I can't afford y'all. I was just being jokey. But we got a lot of great comments. Yeah, I'm like, so once I get that big budget, I'll be in touch because you had mentioned that you would want to do TV shows and so on. So that's why I said that. I wasn't.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you guys are all the comments. You guys are amazing and live. Thank you so much. Like, just love you guys. So I really hope you find more ways to sing for us live or virtually, because I was also told, like, with doing all of this, that sometimes there's a lag or it throws your voice off. I don't know if there was a lag or threw your voice off some. In my wonderful earphones, y'all sounded amazing. So please keep doing it. And Facebook does like to slow things down a little bit. So if you sound good on this, I can't even imagine real life, real microphone, not just on your iPhone singing into that little circle. So
I know, right?
wowzers. So thank you guys again. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Jacqueline, for the idea.
Thanks for having us. This is so fun.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. I enjoyed it. Thank you guys again. Well, have a great day.
You too.
You too.
Make a lot more music. We need it.
No, you know it. You know it.
There's 24 hours a day, so we should get 12 songs.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one. Thanks again.
All right. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, this is it. There. Oh, great. See, a lot of times I have to push the buttons for them, but they did it for me. So great. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed our guest just as much as I did, because I had a blast. And thanks again for singing for my dear cousin's birthday today. Happy birthday again, Nicole. Love you, love you, love you. And tomorrow it starts oops, I swear to you. Oh, it was the wrong phone. Sorry, guys. I have these alarms set now so I can stay on focus for school. And that's my reminder to get my daughter in the shower. So sorry, I turned it off on one phone, but not the other phone. So sorry about that. My apologies. But I wanted to make sure you guys know tomorrow is Talkback Thursday. So Jay Bailey will be my guest tomorrow. We will be talking about hot topics, different things going on in the world, like fun things. We're still not the news channel. I'm still not CNN. This is an opinions show just for the fun of it, mainly entertainment. Maybe if you see any funny things that you think we should talk about or interested in talking about. I'm kind of debating on bringing up the Sweetie's grandson fiasco, because I think that's just insane. I can't even imagine him, like, that whole story just is so crazy that unfortunately somebody really died in it. But I don't know, maybe we'll talk about it. We'll see. Needless to say, please join us tomorrow, Thursday at 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock East Pacific time. See, this is what I get for not eating before. My brain's working way faster than my mouth is because it's asleep. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure you share, like, subscribe at The Real Camille Cower on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can just find me by Camille Cower, or you can go to CK On Air on Twitter, CK On Air 1, excuse me. Thank you guys again so much for being my guest today. I look forward to my audience or co-host. I don't know. What do you guys want to call yourself? The E-Spot, the E-Fam? We'll figure it out. But thank you guys for joining me. Tomorrow there'll be 2 hosts when we'll be talking, and you guys can come and join us and share and laugh and have a good time all together. All right. Well, you guys have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock.